bypasses the liver for better absorption, shows up on supplement labels constantly, and it's only true for some ingredients. There's a real mechanism behind when that claim holds up and when it doesn't. It's called the first pass effect, and today I'm walking through exactly how it works. Before anything you swallow reaches your bloodstream, it has to survive two separate checkpoints: metabolism in the intestinal wall and then in the liver. How much of a dose survives that gap depends entirely on the specific molecule, not on the dosage form alone. Cells lining your intestine, called enterocytes, carry their own drug metabolizing enzymes, mainly CYP3A4, the same enzyme family the liver uses, plus a transporter called P-glycoprotein that can pump an absorbed compound back out toward the gut. For susceptible compounds, a real fraction gets metabolized right there before the dose has traveled anywhere else in the body. A classic study proved these are genuinely two separate checkpoints. Volunteers drank grapefruit juice 3 times a day for 6 days, and their intestinal CYP3A4 levels dropped 62%, measured directly by biopsy, with zero change in liver enzyme activity. The drug they tested afterward reached higher blood levels, consistent with that gut level effect alone, not any change in the liver. Whatever survives, the gut wall travels through the hepatic portal vein straight into the liver for a second round of metabolism. For some drugs, that loss is so large the oral dose has to be many times the intravenous dose to work at all. Caffeine barely loses anything to either filter. Its oral bioavailability already sits near 100%, with about 99% of a swallowed dose absorbed within roughly 45 minutes. A 2002 study comparing caffeine gum to capsules found the gum reached peak blood levels much faster, but no significant difference in matched dose total exposure. So, a faster absorbing caffeine format changes when it kicks in, not how much of it reaches your blood. There's very little first pass loss to rescue in the first place, which is a smaller, more honest claim than bypasses the liver. Melatonin sits at the opposite end. Oral bioavailability across studies ranges from about 9 to 33%, averaging near 15%. Most of a swallowed dose never reaches circulation. A 2023 crossover study found a sublingual spray reached almost double the peak blood concentration of an oral tablet, roughly 3 times faster at a lower dose. That study changed route, dose, and formulation all at once, so it can't cleanly isolate how much of the difference came from the route itself, but it's a real molecule-specific signal that for melatonin, unlike caffeine, switching format may genuinely change more than just timing. This is exactly why I formulate our strips differently. Sleep support leans on this mechanism directly because melatonin genuinely loses a large share of its dose. Energy focus is honestly built around onset speed and convenience, not a bioavailability boost, and mood boost's 5-HTP sits in a much less certain middle beat. The commonly cited 70% figure comes from older studies using a drug that's not part of how a supplement is actually taken. The first pass effect explains why dosage form matters enormously for some ingredients and barely at all for others. The real question is always molecule specific, not a blanket claim that one format beats another.